You clicked, you gambled. Let's see if it pays off. Hello players, come on in. Great to see you again. It really is. Please hold back your genuine applause. Welcome to Sexy Tech. I'm your tech jester, Buzz Stringer, the only tech show that gets better the more you drink. Or so I'm told. This show is for grown-ups. Sometimes we say words like penis. Okay, browsers open, pants off, history cleared, incognito mode on. We are sharper than Google's targeted ads and twice as invasive. Because the Department of Justice is coming for Google like a Karen hunting for the manager. The DOJ has proposed ripping Google apart like it's a Thanksgiving turkey. They're demanding Google sell off Chrome, yes, the thing you're probably using to watch this on, and maybe Android as well, their smartphone empire. Because apparently monopolizing search, browsers, operating systems, and your mum's incognito data isn't exactly playing fair. Who knew? And owning 90% of search while running the most popular browser and operating system on the planet might just count as monopolizing. Google is in full meltdown mode as they call the DOJ's plan staggering and unprecedented. Yeah, Google, you know what else is staggering? The fact that I can look up best hemorrhoid cream just once and get ads for butthole balm for the next 6 months. Butthole balm is my stage name. I look forward to your comments. Has that gamble paid off yet? Kent Walker, Google's chief legal officer, threw a tantrum so hard that even Elon was like, dude, calm down. His big complaint was that the DOJ wants two choice screens on Pixel phones. The horror, right? 2 whole screens where you might, I don't know, choose a non-Google search engine like DuckDuckGo or Bing. I mean, let's be honest, there's still no one choosing Bing. The DOJ isn't just stopping with Chrome, they're also coming for Android. Google might have to either sell it off or let the government poke around in its code like a bad episode of CSI Silicon Valley. Now, losing Chrome would be a massive blow to Google, especially since it's the browser of choice for most of us when we're looking up weird stuff at 3 a.m. And those weird 3 a.m. searches are probably how you found this show. But without Chrome, their ad business might just take a hit, and when I say hit, I mean their C-level employees go from owning 3 yachts to only 2. And yeah, every time you open Safari on your iPhone and see Google, Tim Cook is getting a fat stack of cash. It's the tech world's equivalent of a bribe. In the business world, bribes are called deals, but with more zeros and fewer ethics. Speaking of ethics, Google Ads, their entire business model is based on tracking your every move. Oh, you watched the Blender video? Here's 47 ads for Vitamix and a creepy email from Amazon suggesting a matching apron. It's like if Big Brother and QVC had a love child. That's Google Ads. But it's not just Google feeling the heat. Mozilla and Apple are also quaking in their overpriced, designed in California boots. Mozilla relies on Google payments to keep Firefox relevant. And Apple, they're raking in $20 billion a year from Google to keep it as Safari's default search engine. Take that money away and Tim Cook might have to actually, I don't know, innovate. The DOJ is also going after Google's AI antics. They want publishers to have the option to stop Google from scraping their content to train AI. Google's been feeding its AI your tweets, your blogs, and even that embarrassing Reddit post about your cylinder stuck in an M&M's tube. The DOJ's plan isn't just about competition, it's about breaking Google's iron grip on the internet. And if they succeed, it could change everything. No more Google defaulting itself, no more creepy ad tracking, but we both know that both of those things are going to happen anyway. So if the DOJ gets its way, it rhymes, Google is going to have to sell Chrome. They're going to have to stop paying off Apple and maybe even let Android go. And if they don't, the DOJ might start pulling out the big guns, like, I don't know, forcing the Google execs to use Yahoo for a week. Speaking of dirty browser history, Andrew Tate and his real-world platform has been hacked, formerly known as Hustlers University, because apparently naming it Douchebag Academy was a bit too on the nose. And I know what you're thinking. Andrew Tate runs a university? I'm pretty sure he's never even read a book. Or a pizza box. I look forward to your comment. Hackers leaked the data of over 800,000 users. All the little tater tots who paid $50 a month to learn how to escape the Matrix just got yeeted back into reality. So what did the hackers find? Oh, just 325,000 email addresses, private chat logs, and enough cringe to make even Reddit mods go, damn, that's too much. Apparently these alpha males spend their days complaining about LGBTQ agendas, shootings, and ironically, how unsafe the world feels. Oh dear. If maybe the world feels unsafe because your fearless leader has pending human trafficking charges in Romania. Just a thought. Tate is a US and UK national and has the worst traits from both countries. Not only did they swipe all of the data, but they also flooded Tate's chat room with emojis during his emergency meeting livestream. And not just any emojis, they were trans flags, feminist fists, rainbow-clad AI images of Tate, and my personal favourite, a meme of Tate with a dump truck ass bigger than his ego. $50 a month is a lot. I don't even spend that a year on wallpapers. I mean, imagine paying $50 a month to watch your sensei get digitally spanked by the boy kisser meme. Yeah, that's peak masculinity. Look, if you're worried about how manly you look when you're sitting down, that's not peak masculinity. I sit with no pants and fluffy socks. That's peak. These tater tots are paying $50 a month for advanced training on things like fitness, finance, and e-commerce. And if you want to translate that, they got a monthly subscription to bad crypto advice, gym selfies, and how to scam your grandma into buying dropship garbage from Alibaba. The site claims it has 113,000 active users, raking in 5.6 million a month. Yeah, at least Tate still has his fans, you know, the ones defending him in the leaked chat logs with insightful commentary, like "The Matrix is real," and "I'm sick of all this LGBTQ garbage." Yeah, because clearly that's the real threat, not the guy you're following who's facing sex trafficking charges and can't even spell cybersecurity. The same guy who's always ranting about escaping the Matrix just got plugged in, hacked, and data dumped harder than a rejected Tinder profile. Tate's whole brand is built on being untouchable, yet hackers handed him his shiny bald ass on a digital platter. And speaking of Tinder, with all this exposed data, you now have a comprehensive list of everybody you should swipe left to. I look forward to your comments. Now, for the users who've got doxed, yikes, their email addresses are now in the hands of Have I Been Pwned and DDoS Secrets Journalism Collective, which means they're one step away from getting spammed with phishing emails and erectile dysfunction ads. But hey, maybe they'll appreciate the irony when they're learning advanced masculinity while clicking links that say, "Enlarge your manhood now." And for Tate, at the time of recording this, he hasn't commented yet, probably because he's too busy filming his next Rumble show, Why the Matrix is Jealous of My Massive Brain, while dodging Roman prosecutors. This whole fiasco proves one thing: Tate's real world is as fake as his self-awareness, and if you're paying $50 a month to learn from a guy who couldn't secure his own platform, congratulations, you just paid to lose the game. But now Microsoft are back, hitting Windows 10 users with full-screen pop-ups, begging them to buy shiny new Windows 11 PCs. Do more with a Windows 11 PC, the message says, which is a bold claim for an OS that is essentially Windows 10 with makeup and a more confusing start menu. Windows 10 is officially hitting the end of support in October 2025, and now Microsoft have decided that subtlety is for cowards by deploying full-screen prompts telling you to buy a shiny new PC instead of just upgrading to Windows 11. But why? It's because most older machines can't run Windows 11 thanks to its ridiculous artificial hardware requirements. These pop-ups conveniently forget to mention that you don't have to abandon Windows 10. No. Instead of saying, hey, you can pay $30 for extended security updates, they're basically waving a big neon sign that says you need a whole new PC to be one of the cool kids. Classic Microsoft. Gaslighting since 1975. They're pushing Copilot Plus PCs, which isn't just Clippy in a fancier suit, it does a little bit more than that, but they're calling it the Ultimate Windows 11 Experience. Newsflash, Microsoft, the Ultimate Experience doesn't involve full-screen ads and guilt-tripping me into spending $1,200 on a laptop just so I can continue to ignore updates. Microsoft's level up to Windows 11 pitch conveniently forgets to mention that millions of PCs can't simply upgrade if your CPU predates 2018. Or if you don't have a TPM module. Congratulations, you've just been told your PC is as useful to Microsoft as Internet Explorer 6. But never mind that it still runs fine, handles email, and lets you watch this show. No, in the bin you go, along with this show. This is planned obsolescence, but with extra guilt and fewer environmental regulations. But we do have to mention Steam. I haven't forgotten about Steam. Microsoft loves to brag that Windows 11 briefly became the most popular OS for PC gaming this summer. Yeah, and you know why? Because gamers had to upgrade to use the latest hardware and the latest DirectX. That's not a win, Microsoft, that's coercion with RGB lighting. And remember when Microsoft did a similar thing by aggressively pushing Windows 10 upgrades on Windows 7 and 8.1 users? Back then they were practically begging people to install it for free. And now they're charging you to keep using it. Yes, that's the tech equivalent of selling you a bridge and then charging you every time you go across it. Now, the only thing crashing faster than my jokes are Boeing's planes. There's a few more jokes on the Patreon with a bonus story. But anyway, let's carry on, because Boeing's CEO, Kelly Ortberg, we're going with Ortberg, aka Captain Obvious, just told employees that the company is broke, bloated, and bitching itself to death. In a fiery all-hands meeting, Ortberg basically said, we're spending more time fighting each other than fighting Airbus. Now let's give Kelly some credit. He's been CEO for what, I don't know, 5 minutes? And he's already walking into this dumpster fire armed with a PowerPoint and a prayer. Boeing's hemorrhaging billions and their cash flows flatter than a Ryanair seat cushion. And they're fresh off an 8-week machinist strike that ground their factories to a halt. Ortberg's biggest beef, though, is Boeing's culture problems. Apparently there's too much infighting and finger-pointing. You don't say, Kelly. Maybe that's because the company spent years prioritizing production speed over, what was it? Basic safety. That's it. Workers warned about shortcuts, and management's response was, yeah, but have you tried working faster? We've got investors to impress. Speaking of investors, Boeing recently sold $24 billion in shares to shore up its cash reserves, so it has some money. But Kelly says they can't tap investors again because, surprise, investors are tired of lighting money on fire, or just watching it burn and crash. Ortberg's also begging employees to stop gossiping and focus on the task at hand. Sure, Kelly, because nothing boosts morale like telling your overworked, underpaid staff to shut up and deal with it. Maybe if management had spent less time ignoring safety concerns and more time listening to the people actually building the planes, you wouldn't be in this mess, and the planes would be in the sky. So Boeing's broke, bleeding, and begging its employees to hold it together while management tries to patch up the leaks with duct tape and good vibes. And Airbus is just sitting pretty, watching this plane wreck like, oh no, please, stop. I always feel like somebody's tracking me. It's the end of the show, the end of the show. Time for comments. I do have an announcement coming, but it's not ready yet, but soon. TM. Okay, the first comment on the last video was Mazak. If my private jet can't be private, then nothing can be private. Of course. Privacy only matters if you're a billionaire or some millionaires. The people who want the most privacy are ironically the ones that are selling your data. Ugric. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. I know I did, but here we go. Honestly, these are starting to become some of my favorite videos to watch. Thanks. These videos are fun to make. And I love the comments, of course. Coco 14. Good video. Thanks. Good video and goodbye. For now, stay sexy and be excellent to each other. The more I read about confirmation bias, the more I think it might be true. What's going on here? Why are we still... Oh, right, yeah. Here's some other stuff that I've done that you might like. I found it funny, but you might not. But you might do, because you're still here, which means you've either fallen asleep, you've fallen unconscious, or you did actually like it. And that's probably the most unlikely one. But you're here, so you can click on one of those.